It's a hot topic in Atascadero, construction on El Camino Real. I'm Lindsie Hiatt, your North County community reporter. Last June, I told you about the start of construction on El Camino Real. Now, 9 months later, I checked in on the progress and how people in the community feel about it. A structure fire broke out Tuesday evening. I spoke with residents about what they witnessed. Thursday night, Templeton residents attended their monthly advisory group meeting to voice concerns about a new hotel proposed right here on Main Street. Viewers told us they were not allowed into the Mid-State Fairgrounds wearing hats like this due to it resembling gang paraphernalia. Local farms are working extra hard to beat the heat. The SLO County Animal Shelter saw an excessive amount of huskies this year, but one Paso Robles animal rescue is coming to the rescue for them. From wild winds to extreme snow, several states are under some kind of weather alert today, according to the National Weather Service. Calling all art lovers, Morro Bay's Art in the Park Festival is back. Total credit card debt in the U.S. passed $1 trillion this year and is continuing to climb. With more Americans depending on credit cards to make payments, debt is becoming an increasing threat for consumers and a hard hole to dig out of. If I can fit in here, more toys and food can fit in here. We have food donations, toy donations. You can see this is already full with people just coming by. Oh my gosh, I think that's the big man himself coming out to donate. Thank you so much, Santa. Is it a little hot out here?
Yeah.
It's a little bit toasty out here. From people I spoke to in line, they did say they're super excited for the fair, but their one complaint is it is a little bit toasty today. But we're excited overall. These girls are not letting the heat get the best of them. They are pumped.
I think I might go on the roller coaster. Yeah.
On the roller coaster. Ferris wheel, roller coaster, no matter what you do, it's going to be a fun-packed day here at the Mid-State Fair.
Lindsie, some people probably have their heaters on right now. Is there one major thing they should be doing right now to stay safe?
Yeah, I have mine on right now. And the thing with those are, they're so useful. They warm up your house quickly. But when they're unmonitored, they become a real risk. So one of the things that I found interesting about the story is that it doesn't have to be you who's not monitoring them. So let's say you're doing work in one part of your house and you have a pet who could potentially knock over the heater. You have young children. That could be a potential hazard right there. And so it's really, the issue is not the heater themselves. It's making sure to monitor it, unplug it if you're not using it, so there isn't a risk of that fire. Some lower temperatures this morning as you make your way out of the house, drop the kids off at school, head to work. Temps sitting in the 50s range. If you're tired of those May grays or just tired of hearing me talk about it, you are in luck because tomorrow marks the end of this cooling period as we transition to some warmer weather this weekend. Let's take a look at our forecast headlines. The contrast between the temperatures on the coast and in the interior, you can see that 20-degree difference or so. On August 16th, San Luis Obispo County Animal Services entered Unit 4 of the Presidio apartments to find 40 dead cats and 6 live ones, living in what were described as very unsanitary conditions. The 6 live cats were removed from the property and the apartment was red tagged.
That's just sad. How can you have that many cats? Let them just die there.
That's the question Leo Sharon and other community members have been asking. I knocked on doors of the Presidio complex to ask neighbors what they knew.
I was shocked. I still don't believe it could be 40.
Mary Lumsden has lived in the complex for 14 years and got her pet cat from the former tenant in Unit 4, identified as the apartment manager, Lori Bryant, who Lumsden said moved out last year.
She moved out about a year ago, in October.
At the time, Lumsden believed Bryant had 2 outdoor cats living with her.
Well, I know she had 2 because one of them is the mother of Lily and the other one's Lily's aunt.
Hi, my name is Lindsie Hiatt. I attempted to contact Lori Bryant, the former tenant being investigated by Animal Services for crimes against animals, but she did not respond. I also contacted the listed property owner, Jacqueline Bryant. While she did accept my phone call, she declined to go on the record with any information regarding her daughter, Lori.
According to a recent statement from SLO County News, a Facebook group for local information, Bryant has stepped down from her role as a group moderator. Paso Robles police say no arrests have been made. District Attorney Dan Dow said the case hasn't been referred to his office yet, but that a person convicted of animal cruelty could face a maximum of 3 years in county jail.
My manager came in and she was like, "That's a detective because there was a bomb in the courthouse."
This morning's explosion at the Santa Maria courthouse caught many community members by surprise.
Well, we didn't hear anything.
Iris Gomez was serving breakfast at a coffee shop on Broadway just one street over from the courthouse.
Should we evacuate? Like, could it reach all over here?
Even closer to this morning's events was Adrian Paris, who was in court when the bomb went off.
There was loud explosion noise, loud boom, singular, and courtroom sort of stopped for the moment, and we started hearing chatter over the bailiff's walkie-talkie, and we were all rushed out of the courtroom.
He tells me being so close to the scene made him fear for his safety.
When the first boom sort of happened, there's a lot of confusion because you don't know exactly what's going on. The alarm started to kick off after that. So we knew something was up, especially since all the proceedings got interrupted. Then you start to get more worried. Is there going to be a second, a third?
He says courthouse staff reacted immediately, and they were quickly evacuated.
I will say the bailiff, she was very quick on it. We were out that door probably within 45 seconds, if not quicker than that, from that initial boom.
In anticipation of her 100th birthday, Rosemary Dexter told her children she only wanted one thing: to raise $100,000 for the food pantry her husband helped start.
We came here to start the Methodist Church, and he and 3 other pastors saw that they needed to have some place for people to go to get food. That's how it started.
Rosemary volunteered from the 90s until she reached her 90s. When her centennial birthday neared, she thought it should involve the food bank in some way.
100 I knew was a very special date. Not too many people would get to that. And I thought, I don't want anything. Nobody needs to give me anything. And I thought, why can't I do something for Alf?
It was Mom's idea. You do what your mother tells you to do when she's 100 years old. And so I did get it set up, and the site had a lot of suggestions about how to go about doing the fundraising and that kind of thing.
The money raised will go towards a new facility for Atascadero Loaves and Fishes so that the food pantry and Rosemary's legacy can continue on.
Week after week for the last few months there have been many more donations, many of them in special envelopes that say Rosemary on them. We've been searching for a new facility for the last 6 years. It's very hard to find something that meets both the needs of the community and something that will work for us. This is a great start to that campaign, and it will be continuing on.
Rosemary's fundraiser brought in $37,000 from the community, and she matched that with $30,000 of her own funds.
I think the highlight of her birthday celebration was being able to hand that $30,000 check over to the president of the board at her birthday party. And so we want to thank the community and everyone else who contributed to make that possible.
Happy birthday to you.
No reported bird flu cases have happened here in San Luis Obispo County, and egg farmers in Templeton are doing what they can to keep it that way.
That's a huge concern for me. We definitely will not be bringing any full-grown birds into our flock this year. We are adding some chicks, but at an egg level. I'm not even bringing young chicks into the flock. It's just the consequences could be catastrophic at our home.
Owner of 2 businesses, Melanie Blankenship, sells eggs and meat, both of which are susceptible to the bird flu.
Crescent Valley Meats is a USDA state inspected and also FDA approved facility here in San Luis Obispo County. We are provided at times direct access to a USDA vet who, this is her specialty, is making sure the overall health of these animals are safe enough to go into the food industry. If there's any simple worry, it's condemned, and it's not allowed to even go into any human or pet food.
Blankenship recently spoke with officials from the USDA who said that nationally, from last October through December, 46 million egg-laying hens were lost to bird flu. In California, from October through February, that number is 10 million, 70% of the state's egg-laying hens. Once California producers can replace those hens, we should see the cost of eggs drop back down.
I do see an improvement coming and already making a really good impact on the limited supply.
We've been doing our best, even with what little eggs we have, to keep our neighbors that need eggs in supply. And having that pressure come off everybody as a whole is always a good thing.
In Templeton, Lindsie Hiatt, KSBY News.